Bland. Most of you know me. I've got just one question. How did you come up with these people that are going to lose their jobs? I mean, after listening to all these people give all this testimony, you know, it just befuddles me as to how you can just take these three people and cut them loose. And I'll sit down. Oh, Todd, thank you for that. Buddy, that recitation you did at the beginning was an eye-opening experience. Thank you.
Thank you. And Mr. Bland, it was looked at more from, it really wasn't, I mean, people will say that, and I've heard that. I've heard this from, now I'm going to pick on Todd.
I'll take it.
Todd said the attorney recommended we didn't do that. We didn't do our cuts
The way that we do it.
and he's not here, but I know he wanted to say that is not what I said. You need to make the cuts in the most budget neutral way possible. Now, a couple years ago, there were 5 people let go. Now, those people were picked. These are categories. Brought to our attention. We never had an HR department for years, or there was never an HR department. Then there was an HR department created. Personally, if you had Alan's budget would have the HR department. It's number 40. I got no support for number 40. Dang sure was. That was number 40. But if you ask any of the ladies, that's my pick. The computer section is a very costly section. Second highest paid person in the county. Before David got his raise to be county coordinator, it was the highest paid position in the county. It's a very expensive department. It used to service a greater amount than it currently does. It still services a lot more than what I initially thought. And then the reason that the administrative assistant was selected is that's a position that served the county manager.
And the county commissioners. And the county commissioners.
Well, I was told that it didn't. And we're not going to go there, because that's going to be he said, she said. The county commission was elected not to fund the county manager job. And that position supports the county manager. That's how those came about. You know, and then the 3 or 4 positions in bridge were, there wasn't anybody in them. They were funded before last year. They were never filled, so we just took them off the books this year. And we just waited on doing that. So, it was funded last year. Those positions were funded last year.
And we didn't fill them.
But they wasn't filled, so we just we cut them off this time.
Yeah, that's correct.
That's how the various positions were selected.
Now, I don't want to get here.
But now, there's really and truly, there's really and truly a lot more cut than just that. I mean,
My whole
a
point.
tremendous amount cut more than that.
My whole point, Mr. Chairman, is monies that are not allocated. We have $1,981,156.48 that's not allocated towards any expense. I know that we have an $8 million loan that was done in 2004 that was reworked in 2006 that's coming due 2014.
That for years, the only thing paid on it was interest.
Well, it's $250,000 a year being paid towards principal and $300,000 a year towards interest.
Whatever the MSBU loan is currently,
And I know that
that's
we're
still a
not.
liability for us.
That's correct. I know that we're not a rich county. By all means, I know that we're not. But I know that we've got $1,981,000 in the bank, and I hate to send 3 people home the way that they were selected, put them on the unemployment line, devastate these families, and they're all good employees. And these are positions that are needed. If David, Mr. Corbin, he is the county manager. We have elected, and he's doing an outstanding job. I can't say anything negative about David, but he is the county manager. Just because we're funding him out of Parks and Recreation, he's not doing Parks and Recreation. He is being a county manager.
He's doing both.
Well, I know what he's doing. Risha, I very much know what he's
But
doing.
it's all out of the general.
I know what he's doing. The line item,
I'm just saying, the county should be very, very supportive of David Corbin. David Corbin is doing, it's saving a straight 80,000 in salary just doing what he's doing. By doing both jobs. I mean, that's pretty good. But
all I'm
there's been
saying
so
is-
many other areas cut, and we're still, even with projection 20, it's, projection 20, we're looking at using 212,000 cash vehicle.
Ms. Cook, I'm not sure, Mr. Attorney. Okay. What I'd like to do, if it's appropriate at this time, is whatever budget that we want to use, it would be easier to use 40 because you've got human resource in there. And on top of 40, I would like to go back in there and put the administrative assistant, board secretary, and the IT department back in there. Now, not only the IT department, we're picking on the IT department, but he does cell phones, he does landlines, he does MSBU tax roll, he does inventory control, so on and so forth.
Projection 50 has them all in there.
Projection 50 is the one that I'd like to adopt. Which includes all these different departments. It is using, if you want to call it cash carry forward, again, we've got $1,000,009 in the bank, using $320,000 of it, which, Mr. Chairman, you had mentioned was everybody's wish list. It's going to save the three
It's not
jobs,
really,
and we'll have somebody left here to even answer the phone, y'all. I would just like to make a recommendation, Mr. Chairman.
They want to ask a question. Malcolm here, has the MSBU assessment been made up, sent to the
No,
neighbor over there?
He's not in here. I don't think Malcolm's in here.
If we don't, then who's gonna do that when they let him hold
hopefully
it?
it's been done. It's due the 15th, September 15th.
I know he's been working on it. But I would like to make a motion, if I could, Mr. Chairman, that we adopt projection 50, which is the budget, which includes the HR, the computer department, and the administrative, and it's using $320,986 cash carry forward. We can call it what we want to. And I'd like to make that the form of a motion, Mr. Chairman.
All right, I've got a motion by Commissioner Abbott that the board adopt, you didn't want to let me go through this stuff.
I'm sorry.
Why don't you come back to that?
No, just, you know.
I've got a proposal anyways by Commissioner Abbott that we use the budget projection 50 as our proposed budget. Look for a second.
Now, I've made a motion to balance the budget, to keep all the jobs that this board is previously voted to dismiss, which includes the Human Resource Department, the IT Department, and the Administrative Secretary, is the motion that I made. Nobody will be laid off. Nobody will be terminated. Nobody will be unfunded that's currently in a job, is the motion that I made, projection 50. Didn't hear you, Mr. President. I'll help you.
All right, I've got a motion by Commissioner Abbott, seconded by Commissioner Pate to adopt budget projection 50. I'll move it to a roll call vote. Commissioner Goffin?
No.
Can we